title of the series is The Place Called Heaven. Heaven. Our text we will be looking at is John 14. Again, I am in a New Living Translation. It will be different from your King James or whatever you have. These are the words of the Lord Jesus Christ. He has been talking to his closest disciples. He had the Last Supper with them. He predicts his betrayal. He predicts Peter's denial. He washes the feet of the disciples. And they are heavy now, because he's talking about dying on a cross. They will bury him. He will rise again. And as far as these guys were concerned, that was the farthest from their idea, because they thought he was going to establish his kingdom right there on the earth. They were all excited. We're going to kick Romans out, and we'll be sitting at the right hand, and one will be sitting at the left hand. They had no idea what he was talking about. But Jesus knew that. So now this is what he's saying. John 14, 1 through 4. Don't let your heart be troubled. That means you got a choice. You are in control. Either you're going to fall apart or you're going to stay in control. Your emotions are under your control. Don't say, I couldn't help it. No, you didn't want to help it. You can control. And again, emotion is energy in motion. Let it go through. Because you are bundled up, you will blow up. So they were kind of looking at their faces, Bobby, Jesus. Don't let your heart be troubled. Trust in God. Trust also in me. There is more than enough room in my Father's home. If this were not so, would I have told you that I'm going to prepare a place for you? When everything is ready, I will come and get you, so that you will always be with me where I am. And you know the way to where I am going. Just a thought here. You know, sometimes I'll be sitting in my chair at the house. Liv will be sitting here. My kids are here. And let us say Coco's phone goes off. And one of the guys calling, and Coco say, I'm at my mama's house. Oh, you have gone through that. I am sitting there. I am sitting right there. Well, I'm at my mom's house. I'll be there in 30 minutes. It's funny. One time, I don't know, my wife was asking one of my grandchildren, and she asked, what is Papa's? That chair. That's the only thing that I got. That chair is my chair. That's all, folks. Oh, that's Grandma's bedroom. That's Grandma's kitchen. So Jesus said, I'm going to set you all straight. That's not your mama house that you're going. Where you all going? Taxi? Oh, we're going to Grandma's house. Where you going? Mama's house. But heaven is not your mama's house or your grandma's house. So just to start with, is my Father's house. Is my Father's house. Another thing is, he said, you are not going to heaven, you are going to him. He's calling you to himself. Because if I'm not there at my house, it's just a house. What makes house a house? Who lives there? So, it is the Father's house. And he's calling you to himself. And underline the word, so you always will be with me where I am. Because as we go into it, we're going to find out you're not going to live up there forever. As we look into it, Father, so please don't miss any Wednesdays. We're going to live in heaven forever. No, you're not. It's just an idea. There was somebody, he said, I don't know anything about afterlife because I haven't been there. I don't know anything about afterlife because I have not been there. But again, we have to go back by what Bible says. Everything we say must be backed up by the Scripture. Jesus believed in Scripture. The apostles believe in Scripture. So do we. So Ecclesiastes 3:11, Ecclesiastes 3:11, Bible says when the Lord created us, he put something in our heart called longing for eternity. So everybody who is born, there is a God's given desire inside. You just looking for eternity. Heaven is created reality beyond earth. Now watch it. God does not need heaven in which to exist. God is not homeless. Did you hear me? God is not homeless. Oh, I better create me a heaven so I can have a place to stay. No. Because the wisest man, King Solomon, in 1 King 8:27 says, even the heaven of heavens cannot contain you. So heaven is a created reality beyond earth. God does not need heaven in which to exist. He is self-existent and infinite. So heaven is a place, an accommodation of God for his finite creatures. We are. God transcends not only earth, but heaven as well. Self-existent. And let me start this one. I know most of you have heard this story, but it will help you again. I told you about this old man. It's a summertime, hot, the schools are out, and the old pops is sitting in the front porch on his rocking chair, drinking a glass of lemonade. And here comes a 10-year-old riding his bike, just going round and round, round and round. And then he came and, looking at that pitcher of lemonade. And so the pops asked the 10-year-old boy, "You like some lemonade?" Mm-hmm. So he gives some lemonade. And pops is asking, "What's your name?" So he gave him his name. "What you doing?" "Oh, I go to school. But we are out for summer break." "Oh, okay." "What you going to do?" "Well, I'm in a junior high right now, 10-year or whatever." Then Pops say, "After junior high, then what?" He said, "Well, Pops, it's like this. I will have to go to high school. And I will finish high school." He's drinking his lemonade. Then old Pops say, "Okay, you finish your high school, then what?" "Oh, I'm a smart kid. I got all A's, so I'm going to go to college." "Oh, you're going to go to college?" "Yes. Then I will graduate from college. Then what?" He said, "Well, like I told you, I'm a smart guy, so I'm going to go to medical school. And I'm going to become a medical doctor." "That's good. Then what?" He said, "Well, then I'm going to marry a girl, have a couple of kids, make a lot of money, build a nice house. Then what?" "Well, then I will work hard, then I will retire." "Then what?" "Well, like I told you." See, little kid is getting ticked now. "So I told you I'll be rich. I'm going to have a lot of money put aside for my retirement. And so what I'm going to do after I retire, we're going to travel all over the world." "That's nice, boy. That's nice. Then what?" The little boy is ticked now. He said, "Then I'm going to be like you, old, sitting in a chair, rocking and drinking lemonade." "Pops is cool." He said, "Yeah. Then what?" He said, "Well, then I will die." And Pop says, "Then what?" See, we make plans for our retirement. Like last week, When the stock market went crazy for 2, 3 days, some of us, oh Lord, turning to Sanford because of all that money. You know what I'm talking about? Huh? The question is this: if we are born with eternity in our mind, why are we not preparing for eternity, and you are preparing for this world? If you're going to Disney World or Six Flags or wherever, you will Google it, go online, get the brochures, check some pictures, trying to learn about the place where you want to go. But when it comes to heaven, where we are going, nobody wants to study. Life is short. Eternity is too long. Heaven is real. And hell is too hot. So we need to study about heaven. Whether you like it or not, there are about 600 plus references in the Bible about heaven. But we don't want to. You talk to some smart aleck. Oh, when I go there, I will find out. How you know you is going there? Would you spend thousands of dollars buying a ticket, going to Florida, going California, wherever, huh? And don't take any time to study? So how come we are not studying about heaven? Oh, newsflash. Death is imminent. I don't use that word. Sure enough, it's coming. And death is so smooth, don't text you, don't call you, don't email you. But sure enough, it is coming. I was watching the governor of Tennessee this morning, just on a headline news. And he said that Monday evening, Monday night, huh? Even the weatherman says maybe there is 2% chance of the storms. And they all went to bed. And the death came so sneaky, came in a rain-wrapped 50 miles long, wiped out. Do you think all those people who laid a head on their pillow that night, do you know they knew they were going to go that night? What guarantee do you and I have that you will see me Sunday? Oh, I'll be here, but I don't know about you. Just a thought. Do you follow what I'm saying? We just take it for granted. Start thinking, folks. And I know I had done this before. I don't know whose homegoing service I was doing. You know, I like to like to play with numbers. Psalm 90, verses 10 to 14. This is Moses, and he's praying, "O God, teach us to number our years." No, we don't. Teach us to number our days, that we can live a life of wisdom, meaning we can discern the season, discern the time. By the way, if you want to write the references for that, Psalm 89:47, Psalm 89:47, Psalm 90:10 to 14, Psalm 19:10 to 14, James 4 verse 4, James 4 verse 4. You don't know what tomorrow brings. 1 Peter 1:24. Hebrews 9:27. Hebrews 9:27. For it is appointed unto man once to die, and then comes the judgment. So death is coming. Teach us to number our days. Moses said, the man 70, that is 70 years, or by strength, maybe 80. So after 70, you is on a borrowed time. You are on a grace time. And before 70, you hope you make it. Because I've been in the ministry for 45 some years. Now watch it. I had buried a, what you call it, premature baby? Yeah, preemie. Huh? 4 months. A little bitty casket, baby inside. I went and buried that. Not even out of the womb. At the same time, I have buried 105 years. Death comes to all. To the blacks, to the whites, to the smart, not so smart, tall, short, rich, poor, north side, east side, west side, south side, America, Africa, India, doesn't matter. Death comes. And death doesn't give any notes. So, I had done these mathematical equations. So, I just turned 70. So now, let's see this now. And don't count 365 days. That's what we do. But back in the days, they count 360. So let's count 360 in 1 year. You are ready? 70 years. I have spent 25,200 days. I already have spent it. 25,200 days I have spent it. Now, If I live 80 years, I got 3,600 days left. Do me a favor. You know that 5 gallon, is that 5 gallon? Those water container. Huh? Yeah, 5 gallon. Buy 2 of them empty. And go to the store and buy those small marbles. Now listen, and listen. And listen to me. And so I will put in one container 3,600 marbles. And every day I get up, I take one out and put it in the empty one. Or if I live to be 90, I got 7,200 days left. If I live to be 100, I got 10,800 days left. If I live 110 years, I got 14,400 days left. And listen to this. When I reach 120, I got only 18,000 left. In other words, I have spent 25,200 days already. What I have spent is more than what I get left. And it's no guarantee. He that dwelleth in his secret place of the Most High God, he gives you long life with a long... Look, he said a time. And Moses said, and when you call, you got to say, here I come. My sheep know my voice. And when I call, you coming. Thing is this, when he's calling, I don't know. When he will call you, you don't know. That's the reason I tell you guys, over 25 years I have mentioned to you, take your relationship seriously. That you won't have any regret. We see each other. Huh? Man, I wish I would have told her how much I cared for her. And when she died, here you go lying, crying like a fool. Ain't nothing but a guilt, nothing but a regrets. So please take time to appreciate each other. Don't be so wrapped up in you. Act like this may be the last time I might see you. Life is short, eternity is too long, and death is imminent. I was what? I was 40 years old when I went to Botswana for the first time. I was 40. And one little guy came, and he said, Pastor, he didn't call me Pastor, but Stephen, how old are you? I'm 40. Oh, is that right? I said, yeah. He said, so where are you going? You closer to where you're going than where you came from. I said, shut up. Did you hear what I say? Where I came from, 70 years, where I came from, I'm closer to where I am going, and I don't give a hoot about where I am going. I'm not preparing myself to go. I mean, you go to Florida. Huh? You ain't going to take your winter coat. Huh? You're going to prepare accordingly what you're going to do. Like I say, I love to play with numbers. And I was talking to my wife in India this evening. Don't do it now. Between your phone, you know there is a world time clock. It tells you how many are born every day, every second, how many people die every day, how many are born. So this is the average. You ready? All right. Every second, 3 people die in the world. Every second. Every minute, 180 die. In 1 hour, when we started this service, by the time we end at 8 o'clock, in 1 hour, 10,800 souls be dead. In 1 day, 2,005 259,200. Quarter of a million. And in 1 month, 7 million people will die and face eternity. That is too big. 1 month is too big. Let's just talk about 1 hour. From the time we started this service at 7 o'clock, by the time we leave here at 8 o'clock, 10,800 people all over the world would be facing eternity. So, if every second 3 people die, and if I go by mathematics of Jesus, Matthew 6, Matthew 7, many will be on a broad way, but few will be on a narrow, to the narrow door, narrow gate. I said, okay, so out of 3, let me send 1 to heaven. So every second, 3 people die, but 1 makes to heaven. In 1 hour, 10,800 dead, but only 3,600 make it to heaven. In 1 day, 250,000 people will die, but only 864,000 make it to heaven. Then I flipped it. Every second, 2 people die and go to hell. Every second. So by the time this service is over, 7,200 people will be in hell, and we don't care. If this doesn't sober us, out of 10,800 people dying, 7,200 people go to hell. So why we don't want to talk about death? Why we don't want to think about death? Or worse than that, why we don't want to prepare for death? And I'm glad all those who are going to the Bible fellowship, I got most of this information probably reading in that book. Like I told you, I read the whole book before you all did. We spend, watch this, more money to live long. Talk to me. When the book says every day this outer man perishing. But we don't like it. I have noticed if they are in a good health, don't mind telling you, oh, I'm 70. Don't I look good? But if you look raggedy, you ain't telling nobody nothing. Listen to me. Some of us, we don't give tithes, we don't give offering, we don't give to missions, but we spend more money on our health. Spend more money going to gym, and if you don't go to gym, you spend more money buying that bike or a treadmill, which is your clothes hanger now. Keep looking at me. Keep looking at me. Don't be looking at everywhere. You got so excited, huh? And I was watching, Sister Lee and I were watching, there is this bicycle. And he said, $59.99 per month, but they don't tell you how long. They don't tell you. I said, let me Google this joker. That money? No. The number one product for the beauty product. Oh no, I'm going to go there. I am going to go there. A little tube, $14, $15. You know, you got this little eye bag. Don't write me no letter. I'm just making a point here. Don't get bent out of shape. Huh? Just get a little, put it here, time it. Less than 5 minutes, all gone. Okay? But at the end of the day, it's coming back. So how many tubes at $14.99 you going to buy? If you're buying, I talking about you. 1, 2, 3, all eyes on me. I tell you. Oh, this cream. Ooh. It came from way in the desert. We found this desert plant. It's the same old stupid cream. All they did, put a beautiful bottle and nice cream. It's the same thing. And some fool come and lie to you, and you believe. You know you never mind. And again, if you are doing it, that's fine. But all I'm saying that put in perspective. Remember, if you're doing all that, that's fine with me. But always remember, I don't care. They can find a pill or a cream. They can call it ageless. But word of God says, you is dying. So save your money. What's wrong with you, girl? Save your money and just buy a regular cream. You good. There's no difference between a regular cream, $1.99. Hey, 10-gallon of jar. Hey, we good. Then buy $100 for 1 ounce. Hey. Don't you write me nothing. I'm just trying to make a point. I don't care you put an ageless cream or drop a tablet forever young. Word of God say, you is dying. We got all these new kind of medications. To stay here longer. See, we're preparing as if we're going to live forever, and nobody wants to talk about where you're going. And when you go there, you'll be raggedy. Don't let me start on a diet. Or exercise, huh? And again, you know me, I'm going to talk. Huh? About a year before or last, on 61st and Yale, across from Love Fortune Park, there was a gentleman, 85 some years old, all his life. Went to work out and ran around that Love Fortune Park. He crossed the street, somebody hit him, he died. I'm not saying that you shouldn't work out. You better work out so you can be 70 and 80 and 90. Good for the kingdom here. But you ain't kingdom good for nothing here, and when you go. And you know, everything always comes out. And you know, when I preach, one of my family member, one of the guy was very hot on this black seed oil. Not what is it, black seed oil? Yeah. Oh, you all know? Uh-huh. See, y'all don't know nothing. Well, oh, it fights inflammation and all that. And that fool was arguing with the doctor. So when you go there, I'm going to put the black seed oil in his thing. He's going to wake up. No, he died and went to heaven. So whether you take a black seed oil, or you can go to one of these dispensaries here. What y'all going to do? I'm telling you the straight up truth. Oh, somebody knows the CBD oil. Some of you don't take a black seed oil, but some of you go get a CBD oil. Oh, it's legal now. Before I goes to bed, I drop one. Why don't you speak in tongues for an hour before you go to bed and you'll be all right? I know y'all going to say, you know you ain't right. No, I am trying to get it through you. No matter what you do, one of these days, you'll be gone. I don't know what is his name. Some comedian made a statement that, yeah, I know about dying and all that, but I just don't want to be there when it happens. You're going to be there when it happens. The truth is, death is still coming. And I just got just a few quotations, then I'll let you go. And I got it from our our Bible fellowship book. He said, we don't even like to talk about death. We don't call it death insurance. We call it a life insurance. But you forgot to collect it, you got to die. And truth, you won't be here to collect it. Back in the days, I don't know about here, but in India, you know, we used to call, well, every church have this little thing that we just drag, put a casket on it, we drag it. It was a casket coach. That's what we used to call it. But now you call it a hearse. You know why you call it hearse? Because when you die, everything will be hearse. You know you ain't right, Pastor. You crazy. Back home in India, you know, you ask anybody, the government will give us a graveyard for the Christians and for the Muslims. We call it a graveyard, we call it a cemetery, but in America, we don't like graveyard cemetery. Oh, we call it a memorial park. We call it a floral heaven. We call it gardens. We used to call it funeral parlor, but now we call it chapels. You watch John Wayne movie or Clint Eastwood or Matt Dillon, there was always an undertaker. But now we ain't got no undertakers. We got the funeral directors. Because we just don't want to talk about death. Don't talk to me. I got 1 minute, and this is the best one. I saved it for the last. I don't know about you, but say, I am very observant guy. I love people. I study the body language. I watch before I get. You all know me. So when I be sitting there or standing there, you know, at the casket, I'm standing there. And again, what you all going to do? I'm 70 plus, so leave it alone. Look here. They come through here. Oh, by the way, we spend 4,500 or 5,000, depending on where you take the body, to embalm the body. Hello? And when you come in the front, oh, don't she look natural? No, she dead. See, I cannot talk during the funeral. You follow what I'm saying? I got to talk when you are sitting here thinking. Oh, man. Oh, wow. What an awesome job. Look like she going to get up. If she get up, you be dead. Have a good night.